his eyes darting around wildly. "Mike, please stay calm," his mother whispered. But Mike couldn't be calm. He suddenly began shouting and pushing people away. The guests were horrified. "Stop this wedding! This man is not well," someone shouted. Ella looked at Mike, tears streaming down her face. She knew she couldn't go through with it. "I'm sorry, I am so sorry, but I can't do this," she cried, and ran out of the venue, her baby bump showing through her dress. Ella ran until she reached
you, my heart, babies, a lady of all men's dream. You be the one where they make me they put
Hey guys, somewhere in the heart of Kenya, a young girl's life was turned upside down by fate. Forced to marry a mentally ill man at just 14 years old, Ella's story is one of resilience and determination. But what drove her parents to make such a cruel decision? And how did Ella survive the streets, homelessness and abuse? Returning subscribers, hello, so much respect. See my video for the first time, please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. You support us by doing so. Let's get down to it. This is Ella, a woman who has faced hell on earth but refused to give up. Her journey is a testament to the human spirit capacity for hope and survival. What will you do if you found yourself homeless with a baby in your arms and no one to turn to? This is a tale of survival, endurance, and the unbreakable human spirit. Ella was born in Kisii, a major urban center in southwestern Kenya. She was the eldest among 6 siblings. Her parents, hardworking but poor, struggled for the family. Her father worked as a laborer, taking on various menial jobs, while her mother sold vegetables in the local market. Despite their best efforts, money was always very tight. From a young age, Ella had to help support her family. When she was just 10 years old, her parents sent her to hawk fruits on the street. She would wake up early, pack a basket full of fruits, and walk through the crowded streets, calling out to potential customers. "Ella, you have to help us. Your younger siblings need food," her mother would always say. "Yes, Mama, I will do my best," Ella would reply, her small voice filled with determination. Ella's days as a fruit hawker were long and arduous. She would walk for miles under the hot sun, her feet aching and her back sore from carrying the heavy basket. She called out to people hoping to make enough sales to bring some money home. "Fresh fruits, sweet oranges and ripe mangoes," Ella would shout, trying to catch the attention of passers-by. Sometimes she would face rude customers who would hurl insults at her, but she remained undeterred. "Get out of my way, you silly girl," a man once shouted, pushing her aside. "I'm sorry, sir," Ella apologized, tears welling up in her eyes, but quickly wiping them away. Despite these challenges, Ella kept going, driven by her love for her family and her hope for a better future. She dreamt of going to school, getting an education, and someday lifting her family out of poverty. At home, the situation was not much better. Ella's parents were very strict and often harsh with her. They were constantly stressed about money and took out their frustration on Ella. "Ella, why didn't you sell more fruits today?" her father would ask angrily. "I tried, Baba, but it was a slow day," Ella would reply softly. "You have to work harder. We can't afford to fail," her mother would add. Ella felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. She loved her siblings dearly and wanted to provide for them, but she also longed for a different life. A life where she could go to school, make friends, and have fun like other children of her age. On the other side of the town, there was Mike. Mike came from a very wealthy family. His parents owned several businesses, and lived in a big, beautiful house. But despite their wealth, they had a problem. Mike, their only son, was mentally unstable. From the outside, Mike's family seemed perfect. They dressed him in the finest clothes, sent him to the best school, and took him to the best doctors. Yet, Mike's condition remained unchanged. He was often confused, sometimes violent, and could not function on his own. "Doctor, there must be something we can do," Mike's mother would plead at every visit. "We are trying our best, Mrs. Ben, but some conditions are difficult to manage," the doctor would respond. Mike's parents were in denial. They couldn't accept that their only son would never lead a normal life. They kept packaging him, pretending everything was fine, and hoping that one day a miracle would happen. "Mike, you must behave today. We have guests coming," his father would say. "Okay, Dad," Mike would reply, though he often didn't understand what was expected of him. Despite his challenges, Mike had moments of clarity where he showed kindness and warmth. These moments gave his parents hope, but they were fleeting. Back in Kissy, life continued as usual for Ella until she made a mistake that would change her life forever. At the age of 14, Ella found herself pregnant. Her parents were so furious. They felt betrayed and disappointed. "How could you let this happen, Ella?" her father shouted. "I didn't mean to, Baba. It just happened," Ella cried. "You have shamed this family," her mother added. Unable to bear the shame, her parents threw her out. Homeless and pregnant, Ella wandered the street, unsure of what to do next. News of her pregnancy spread quickly through the community. Mike's parents heard about Ella's situation. They saw an opportunity. "Ella, we have a proposal for you," Mike's father said when he invited her. "A proposal?" Ella asked, confused. "Yes, we want you to marry our son Mike," he continued. "But he's mentally unstable," Ella stammered. "We know, but we believe you can help him, and in return, you and your child would have a secure future," Mike's father explained. Ella was shocked. She was only 14 and pregnant. She had dreams of going to school, but now she was being asked to marry a mentally unstable man. "No, I can't do it. I want to go to school," Ella said firmly. "Ella, think about your future. Think about your child. We can provide for you," Mike's father insisted. When Ella refused, her parents intervened. "Ella, you have to do this. It's for the best," her father said. "But Baba, I don't love him. I don't even know him," Ella protested. "Love doesn't matter in this case. What matters is that you and your child will be taken care of," her mother added. Ella's parents pressured her relentlessly. They reminded her of their financial struggle and the burden she would place on them by having a baby without support. "Ella, we are struggling to feed your siblings. How can we take care of another child?" her father asked. "But Baba, there must be another way. I want to go to school. I want to have a future," Ella pleaded. "Sometimes we don't get to choose our future, Ella. We have to make sacrifices for the greater good," her mother said. Ella felt trapped. She loved her father and didn't want to be a burden, but the thought of marrying a man she didn't love, a man who was mentally unstable, filled her with dread. But she accepted. The wedding day arrived, and the atmosphere was tense. Ella wore a beautiful white dress, but her heart was heavy. She stood next to Mike, who looked handsome and in his suit, but had a vacant expression on his face. As the ceremony progressed, it became evident to everyone that something was terribly wrong. Mike started mumbling incoherently, his eyes darting around wildly. "Mike, please stay calm," his mother whispered. But Mike couldn't be calm. He suddenly began shouting and pushing people away. The guests were horrified. "Stop this wedding! This man is not well," someone shouted. Ella looked at Mike, tears streaming down her face. She knew she couldn't go through with it. "I'm sorry, I am so sorry, but I can't do this," she cried. and ran out of the venue, her baby bump showing through her dress. Ella ran until she reached a convent. The nuns there took her in, offering her shelter and protection. "You are safe here, child," Sister Mary said gently. "Thank you, sister. I had nowhere else to go," Ella sobbed. At the convent, Ella found peace and support. The nuns were kind and understanding, providing her with a safe place to stay and helping her through her pregnancy. "Ella, you are strong. You can overcome this," Sister Mary would tell her. "Thank you, sister. I feel so lost sometimes," Ella would reply. The nuns also helped Ella find a job, allowing her to earn some money and prepare for the birth of her child. "Here, you can walk in the garden with us. It's peaceful and you'll be able to earn a little," Sister Agnes suggested. "Thank you, sister. I appreciate this opportunity," Ella said, feeling a glimmer of hope for the first time in a long time. Meanwhile, Mike's parents were devastated. They still believed their son could have a normal life. They found another young girl also pregnant and arranged another wedding, but this time tragedy struck. During the wedding, Mike had a violent episode. He pushed the bride, causing her to fall and hit her head. She died instantly. "Why is this happening to us?" Mike's mother cried. "We were wrong to force this. We need to accept Mike as he is," Mike's father finally admitted. The tragedy was a wake-up call for them. They realized that their denial and attempt to force a normal life on Mike were causing more harm than good. "We need to get Mike the help he needs and stop pretending everything is fine," Mike's father said. "You are right. We need to face the truth and support our son properly," his mother agreed. The tragedy with the second bride made Ella's parents realize their mistake. They understand that forcing their daughter into a marriage for the sake of financial security was wrong. "Ella, we are so sorry for what we did to you," her father said, tears in his eyes. "We were wrong to force you into a marriage you didn't want to. Can you ever forgive us?" her mother asked, her voice trembling with emotion. Ella, now holding her newborn baby, looked at her parents. She saw the pain and regret in their eyes and felt a surge of compassion. "I forgive you, Baba, Mama. I know you were just trying to do what you thought was best," Ella said softly. Her parents embraced her, relief and gratitude washing over them. With the support of the nuns and her reconciled relationship with her parents, Ella began to rebuild her life. She focused on raising her baby and slowly started to plan for her future. "Ella, have you thought about going back to school?" Sister Mary asked one day. "I have, sister, but I don't know if it's possible with a baby to take care of," Ella replied. "We can help you with childcare. You deserve a chance to follow your dreams," Sister Mary said with a warm smile. Encouraged by the support, Ella enrolled in evening classes. She worked during the day and studied at night, determined to create a better life for herself and her child. After the tragedy, Mike's parents sought help for their son. They found a specialized facility that could provide the care and support Mike needed. "Mike, we are taking you to a place where you can get the help you need," his father said gently. "Will it help me, Dad?" Mike asked, his voice filled with uncertainty. "We believe it will, son. We just want you to be happy and safe," his mother replied, holding his hand. The facility provided Mike with a structured environment and professional care, and his parents visited him regularly. They also became advocates for mental health awareness, sharing their story to help other families facing similar challenges. "We were in denial for so long. We want to help others avoid the mistake we made," Mike's father said at a community meeting. Ella's journey inspired her to become an advocate for young girls and women in similar situations. She started speaking at schools and community centers, sharing her story and encouraging others to pursue education and stand up for their rights. Education is the key to a better future. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Ella would say passionately. She also worked with local organizations to provide support for young mothers and those at risk of forced marriages. We need to create a society where girls have the freedom to choose their own path, Ella emphasized. Her efforts began to make a significant impact, and more families started to value education and the well-being of their daughters over traditional and often harmful practices. Years passed, and Ella's hard work paid off. She graduated with honors and secured a good job that allowed her to provide for her child. She also met a kind and supportive man who respected her and her journey, and they eventually got married. Ella, you've come so far. We are so proud of you, her parents said at her wedding. Thank you, Baba, Mama. I couldn't have done it without your support, Ella replied, her heart full of gratitude. Ella's story is a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. Despite the unimaginable hardships she faced, she never gave up. She found the courage to forge her own path, and in doing so, inspired others to do the same. Mike's parents, having learned valuable lessons from their experiences, dedicated their life to supporting mental health initiatives. They set up a foundation in Mike's name to provide resources and support for families dealing with mental illness. We can't change the past, but we can help shape a better future for others, Mike's mother said at the launch of their foundation. Through their foundation, they funded mental health programs, provided scholarships for students pursuing psychology and psychiatrics, and offered support group for families. Ella's journey from a young girl forced into an impossible situation to a strong, independent woman is truly inspiring. Her story reminds us of the importance of education, the power of forgiveness, and the strength of the human spirit. What would you do if faced with a choice between societal expectations and your own dreams? How would you find the strength to fight for a better future? Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the story with your family and your friends who might need it. Till I see you again in my next story. Goodbye.